A very good evening. On today's agenda, we are about to discuss on the continuous assessment for operations management. I'm here with my team, Session, Xiamen, Jaspreet, as well as myself, Ryan, to talk about our topic that we have selected, which is BYD.
Who is BYD and what is its impact on the world? BYD is a high-tech company dedicated to technological innovations aimed at delivering zero-emission energy solutions. They are pioneers in battery technology, and their success in this field has led to its expansion into the automotive industry, offering emission-free mobility solutions through BYD models such as the Seal, Dolphin, Atto 3 and E6. They are making their impact on the world through market share and sales. As the world's second largest manufacturer of battery electric vehicles, BYD held a 22% share of the global plug-in electric vehicle market in 2023. As for their sales, they are sold in over 70 countries worldwide, and BYD has achieved a total sales of more than 3 million units in 2023, marking a 61.9% increase from the previous year. Although they are new in the European market, BYD aims to boost its market share by 5%, having sold more than 15,000 units of EV in the region in 2023. As for BYD operations, they manufacture majority of their components used in their products, of which their final product was the BYD Atto 3. Components produced include power batteries, semiconductor chips, electric motors, and electronic control systems. Aside from that, BYD owns the entire vertical supply chain, and they manage their procurement, manufacturing, distribution, and logistics. They source their raw materials essential for their battery and EV production, including lithium, cobalt, and nickel. They convert the raw materials into finished products, and they operate a global distribution network comprising of regional offices, dealerships, and service centers. They manage their strategically positioned warehouse to meet global demand for parts replacements or storage of their finished products such as their EVs. Their key operations encompass forecasting, inventory control, and supply management, amongst many others.
So I'll be covering the operation management issues that BYD have. First being product quality defects. When exporting to overseas market, qualities of EVs is not fulfilled. As you can see in the instances below, there is few countries where it is reported of different quality defects found, such as scratches, molding issues, or even plastic and paint. These issues were made rather well known to public, but there was no actions made by BYD to resolve them, and they even tried to downplay the issues by comparing it to situation of restaurant using cheap plates to overall minimize the problem seriousness. Besides that, EVs were also recalled back due to circuit and battery defects. So due to short circuit of vehicle electric wire, the BYD EVs caught fire at Hong Kong charging stations, and besides these instances, more than 10,000 cars were recalled back due to faulty airbags, and there was issue with camera, driver software, and battery pack, which all resulted in a callback. Last issue would be looking at global perspective on how COVID-19 pandemic has resulted in driving up costs where it affects BYD. So there's few instances. First is supply chain disruption, where demand has exceeded supply, leading to doubling costs in raw materials and components, which drove up price for materials and increasing production costs for BYD. Transportation costs were also higher. Previously was US 1,200, but has risen further up to US 7,000 because of restriction in transportation and logistics, where there is reduced availability and shipping services. Also, labor cost has to be raised too for retention and recruitment, as the lockdown and health measures has impacted labor availability and productivity. Lastly, as demand for electric vehicles has increased, where more consumers seek for sustainable options, there is splurge in demand, putting pressure in supply chain and product capability, which all leads to higher costs.
Thank you, Chairman. I'll be next bringing you all through performance objectives. Firstly, quality. This is based on the issue product quality. To enhance the overall quality of all EVs shipped to overseas markets to meet customers' expectations, as well as to mitigate potential effects such as tarnished brand reputation. By neglecting quality, It could tarnish BYD's reputation. Particular reports has been surfaced in countries where BYD has expanded, such as China market, Europe market. This could lead potential customers to view BYD as a company that sacrifices quality to meet growing demand. Next, it will reduce sales. Poor product quality will drive potential customers to explore alternatives such as their competitors, such as Tesla, MG, and various more other companies. Loss of customer loyalty. Global consumers who have encountered unresolved quality defects may lose confidence in BYD and turn to alternatives such as competitors' products. And this makes it challenging for BYD to maintain their potential customers in the future. Therefore, it's important to maintain quality by verifying that the vehicles are in optimal conditions before exporting to various countries and to conduct thorough quality checks prior to delivering to customers. Next is I will bring up performance objective number 2, dependability, recall EV issues. By limiting all BYD EV recalls due to production defects, aiming for 0 recalls in the coming years. This goal will help to prevent potential lawsuits from affected consumers, reduce production bottlenecks, and to meet consumer demands more effectively. During 23-24, BYD experienced multiple cases of EV reliability issues. One incident involved EV catching fire in Hong Kong due to electrical wiring problem, leading BYD to recall thousands of its EV due to safety hazards, and it impacted BYD in 3 manners. Firstly, negative influence of brand perception. By undermining the safety of the drivers and passengers, it will create an erosion of the brand's trust. Next, financial loss. By BYD going through legal, regulatory, and compliance challenges, it impacted their stock market prices, and as such investors' confidence. Lastly, partnership. Suppliers, distributors, and business partners may reconsider their relationship with BYD due to the concerns of its dependability, whether they're not sure whether they can move ahead, and therefore it may affect chain productions and much more operations which will lose credibility issues over time. Lastly, performance objective number 3, cost. This is based on the COVID-19 pandemic issue. By reducing operational costs, by streamlining the supply chain and minimizing waste, this approach enhances the productivity, increases output, and addresses constraints that lead to higher costs, thereby safeguarding BYD's business continuity. And these are following 3 different impacts on BYD. Firstly, reduced consumer demand. Having higher prices in pandemic would be lesser affordable for consumers, particularly in the lower income brackets, reducing overall demand. Potentially, it may also slow down the demand of purchasing an EV. Next, increased competition. Higher prices can create opportunities for new areas to join the market who can offer cost-effective alternatives and thereby increasing competition. Lastly, brand loyalty and reputation. Consumers might perceive the brand to be less affordable and less committed in making sustainable transportation accessible. Potentially, it may also hamper or damage the reputation as other competitors in the market may offer more sustainable and committed solutions for the EVs. Thank you. Ryan, please.
Last but not least is recommendations. For quality improvement, we would like to recommend Kaizen, as this quality defects by BYD is mainly caused due to the increase in demand. By adopting a leaner manufacturing approach, BYD is able to eliminate waste and improve its productivity, hence reducing these quality issues. Through Kaizen's continuous improvement plans, issues such as scratches, woes, paint defects can be found during its manufacturing processes, and with a proper analysis, a solution could be implemented and tested to significantly reduce these defect rates, thus improve its product reliability and hence achieving high customer satisfaction. For dependability, FMEA would be the most ideal, as due to the severity of the product recalls, a zero-tolerance failure policy should be adopted, and with FMEA, it will help to enforce this. Through FMEA, failures can be quickly identified, especially areas which concerns the customers, with each failure being prioritized based on the severity of their consequences, frequency of occurrences, and ease of detection, allowing BYD to take immediate necessary actions to rectify these issues. For our third and final recommendation, we would like to recommend value stream mapping for BYD, with the goal of decreasing overall costs by streamlining its supply chain processes. So what is VSM? It refers to the processes whereby individuals within a firm can visualize the business processes and flow of goods between the consumers and suppliers, allowing the different teams of the organization to identify which processes should be prioritized. This allows the making of critical decisions, such as whether more manpower or equipment should be allocated to bottleneck areas, any overproduction that leads to an increase of inventory and transportation costs, or areas which are black holes for quality defects. Thus, with implementation of VSM, BYD stands to benefit from its main goal of reducing costs, having an increase in output, which means that it will lead to more sales, improved lead times, and last but not least, consistent product quality, which allows BYD to retain its strong competitive edge in pricing. In conclusion, BYD is a high-tech company that has pioneered in battery technology, entering the automotive industry as a zero-emission energy solutions firm. The firm owns the entire vertical supply chain, encompassing of procurement, manufacturing, distribution, and logistics. However, it still faces three major issues. First of which is product quality defects such as the bodywork issues when shipped globally, the recalled EVs due to the safety hazards, and the increased cost due to the pandemic. To address them, three performance objectives were drawn. First of which is the improvement of overall quality of EVs when shipped overseas, eliminate all BYD EV recalls due to the production defects, and reduce operational costs by streamlining the supply chain and reducing waste. To achieve them, three process improvement tools were recommended. Kaizen, a continuous improvement plan by eliminating each defect one process at a time. FMEA, enforcing a zero failure tolerance goal. It clearly identifies the potential failures during the design process and prioritizes them based on the severity, significantly reducing these failure rates. And finally, value stream mapping. This tool enables each individual within the company to visualize the most critical process and prioritize them, thus eliminating the waste and streamlining its processes. Implementing these tools will help BYD to improve the quality, eliminate recalls, and reduce its operational costs, thereby maintaining its competitive edge against its competitors.